I'm sorry. And now I'm the host because people are waiting. Usually I don't
now you have to accept because otherwise you have to delete the option waiting room.
Usually I don't click on waiting. Just allow anyone to join in. It's okay. I'm sorry for that. It's okay, friends. Casual, relax. Okay, don't stress. I don't want to stress. Make anyone stress. Okay. There are a few types of data collection. Okay, few methods. Either you are doing numerical or non-numerical. Okay, numerical are very quantitative, especially those who are doing secondary data. Okay, those who are doing secondary data. So most of the time, very much you are going to deal with numerical data. Okay. But some data are non-numerical. Some data, like I said just now, are very subjective. And even in social science, we are in the discipline, most of us are in the discipline of social science. You make or to prove something, we try to quantify subjectivity. We try to quantify subjectivity. That is how this is how we derive with a questionnaire. Okay, that is one of the way to quantify subjectivity, to quantify qualitative information, and so we can deal with both numerical and non-numerical. That's why, as I said just now, as a researcher, we must make a clear decision whether we are doing quantitative or qualitative research. Okay, that's one of the fundamental questions that we have to answer ourselves. Number two, we must differentiate whether our data are primary data or secondary data. What does it mean by primary data? Primary means we generate our own data. We create our own data. We determine what kind of data that we are going to collect or we are going to derive with for the purpose of data analysis. And sometimes we are dealing with secondary data. Why is it called secondary? Because those data are generated or created, initiated by other people, other parties, other agencies, other authority. So we have less control on secondary data because it is owned by somebody else, created for the purpose of the person who are producing those data. So when we are using it, we are the secondary person, secondary researcher, secondary user of the data generated by other people. That's why it is called secondary data. So there are different issues between primary and secondary data. So I hope whether you are doing primary or secondary data, you must know how you want to deal with or how you want to have control over the data that you have in hand. Some data are oral, written, and some are very observational. Okay, some data you can have it on paper, we can write it, we can count it, we can formulate it, but some data are based on observation, based on what we see. Some data are behavioral, some data are non-behavioral. Okay, this is about nature of the data that we're going to collect. Okay, what are types of data that we can collect? How can we collect data? We can collect data from questionnaires, from observation. In fact, okay, by the way, class, some archival or secondary data are qualitative. Some secondary data are qualitative. For example, we try to see a trend. Those who are doing in finance, using secondary data, using annual report, for example, those approach can be qualitative. because we try to observe trend. We try to give report or annual report. We try to explore or try to understand, try to interpret what other people has produced. That also can be qualitative. Okay, and another very, very popular qualitative approach is interview. Okay, we'll see what are the main difference between questionnaire data and qualitative data. And so the instrument, okay, the instrument for quantitative data is the main instrument in social science is the questionnaire, because we are going to use the questionnaire in the field. Okay, we have to go to the field and we have to distribute the questionnaire. We have to approach the people who are going to fill up the questionnaire, because why? The respondent are the source of your data. Okay. To have questionnaire design session is one slot by itself. Okay, I don't want to go deep into the strategy of designing questionnaire. We take a lot of time on that one. Okay, it is going to be one session by itself on questionnaire design. You can talk a whole day on design questionnaire. But at this point, what I want to say is it is very important to design the questionnaire correctly so that we get the right or the correct data. Okay, if we are not doing this properly, certainly we will have problem to progress with data analysis and so on. And in questionnaire design, make sure we put the respondent perspective into the questionnaire. The questionnaire is not for us. This is very important advice for me. We are designing questionnaire, always keep in mind the questionnaire is not for us. The questionnaire is for our respondent to read and to fill up, and we have to do our best to do it for the convenience of our respondent. It is not going to be for us. Number one. Number two, we must know that our respondents are not very sincere. They are non-academic. They are not able to understand technical terms. So that is another general advice behind questionnaire design. And one of the main use of questionnaire is for the purpose of hypothesis testing. Accredited data is the important thing behind accredited data is our ability to get access to the source of the data. As I said just now, most accredited data are secondary data. Accredited data means data that is kept in a particular source, which is usually owned by somebody else. So that's why we have to figure a way how to access to the data. Either we get permission, either we buy it, or either we know someone in the organization or in the authority for us to be able to get access to the archival data. So that is the thing that we have to do. And the purpose of archival data, usually we are going to use it for the purpose of to measure logic, to equation, or for us to prove a particular model or to apply a particular model, to test a model using secondary data. Okay, this is usually in finance kind of things. Okay, like I said just now, annual report can be considered as it's almost considered as secondary data. Why? Because the annual report are produced by the company, by other parties, not by us. report is for us to study or use the information, the data inside the annual report for the purpose of our study and so on. Stock market data. So these are actual data. Okay. And another tool that is very common is we have to structure the questionnaire, structure the interview question in the context of our research. Okay, in the position of what the interviewees can respond to. Okay, as I said just now, this is one session by itself. I don't want to talk much about it unless we have questions we can share. Because, by the way, the instrument or the tools are very, very important for us to be able to get the data that we need. Okay. Some terms that is very much applied in the data collection. These are very, very common terms that we have to answer. We have to provide information, or else we have problem with the reliability of our data. Okay, by the way, class, usually the tools will determine the validity of our data. I'll repeat again. In most research, I can say every academic, particularly academic research, we must be able to address two main issues of validity and reliability. So the best way to address validity issues is our instrument. Whether we are asking the right question, whether we are putting the right items within the measurement, okay, whether we are selecting the right data for the purpose of the equation, to prove the equation. So that's really the validity of our data to be analyzed. Okay, whereas our approach to identify our respondent or the source of our data is going to determine the reliability of our study. So there is now data collection or fieldwork supposed to be able to determine or to ensure the validity and the reliability of our research. I think you all understand that if you have problem with the validity and reliability of your research, your entire thesis can be rejected. Okay, because you are doing the wrong thing. Either you are doing the wrong thing, or either people cannot trust your result. That is the issue behind validity and reliability. That's why we have to address this both. Okay. So these are some common terms that always been used, and we have to provide information on the population and sample field. Who are those supposed to be identified? Who are those that have been identified to supposed to be relevant to our work? That is the population and sample field. Okay? Population are people and sample field. Population are the general people. Sample field are those people that we have identified for the context of our research. Relevant to the context of our research, not the entire population. The sample field is part of the population. Okay? And we have to how many questionnaires they go to distribute, how many data that we are expected to get. That is our sample size. And also the actual sample size. The actual sample size is your N in your statistical analysis. How many data have actually been used for the purpose of analysis? That is the actual sample size. So that is also going to influence our result and the quality of our thesis, quality of our findings, and so on. So sample size is our actual sample size may not be the same as our sample size, but somehow or other, we have, for the purpose of data collection planning, okay, when you are studying for your CE or proposal defense, you must explain what is your plan for your fieldwork. Okay, actual sample size and another fundamental question that you have to provide during fieldwork is what is your unit of analysis? What are the presentation? What do the sample? What do the respondent represent? Usually, unit of analysis are either individual or organizational. Either the respondent are responding on his own personal position, or he is responding on behalf of the organization. Either he is answering or giving his opinion about he himself, okay, or he is going to give response about the organization that he is representing. Okay, so that's the unit of analysis. Okay, these are the things that some of them have to provide information, or else you will have problems with your data collection. Okay, and then these are some other sampling method. And the random sampling is the most genuine sampling approach, sampling method. Random means everyone has equal chance. Everyone are given this equal opportunity. Everyone are considered the same person who's supposed to be able to give us the data, provide us the data. So random sampling is the most common and most safest. I don't want to use the word safest because random sampling are the best approach in getting genuine result. But in reality, you cannot always go for random. Okay, in real research, this is just one of the options if we can do this, because usually it will involve a lot of sample. Okay. And another sampling method is certified sampling, which we try to group the people, or can be cluster sampling. Okay, we group the individual. Okay, we certify, we classify the region or whatsoever. Cluster, we try to put people in a particular group. Okay, and also this is the most common. This is the most common sampling method that most people tend to do, the convenient sampling. But some students, they use the word convenient not quite correctly. Okay, the first convenient sampling reason must be for the purpose of the research objective, for the purpose of research context, for the convenience of getting good research result. Okay, that's why this convenient sampling must be about selection of participants based on the suitability of the research purpose, research objective. What is it that who are the person who will be best to provide you the data that you need? Okay, somehow or other, it is also about easy availability, and is the right person, the person, the right person who's supposed to be able to give you the best data. Okay, some of the convenient sampling technique are snowball and so on. Okay, but it's based on you can just read what does snowball sampling. It is one of the things, the example of convenient sampling. By the way, friends, this is my last slide. This is my last slide. Challenges in fieldwork. As I said just now, one of the main challenges in fieldwork is to establish reliability and validity of your data. Okay, reliability and validity of your data, because the reliability and validity of your data will determine the quality of your thesis itself. Okay. just now, your entire thesis may get rejected because it is fundamental that that will determine the quality of your work. Okay. I would like to repeat one of the approach to determine validity is your instrument itself, your measurement scale. Okay, start with your identification of variable that will determine your construct validity, and also what is it that you are asking, what question that you are asking that will determine your content validity. And also the issue behind reliability is about the source of the data, who are the respondent, or from where that you get the data. Okay. Number two, your main challenge is to identify source of data. Whom supposed to be the best to provide you the data? Oh, we're going to finish in 10 minutes. Okay, listen. We are going towards our second 40 minutes, Mamu. Okay, must especially for secondary data, we must be able to know whether the agency or the source of the data are reliable or not, or else we have problem with the reliability issues. And designing and development of the instrument is also very important. As I said just now, it is going to be one day session to talk about the designing and developing of instrument. Questionnaire, for example, semi-structured questionnaire interview, for example. And the next challenge is the data collection administration. How you have managed your data collection process, how you have administered the process. One of it is to get consent, to get permission. That is a must. Okay, or else you are being unethical. As shown in the earlier diagram just now, that's why here there's a lot of ethical issues going around data collection. For example, to get consent, to get contact and network, so that you can get access to the person or to the group of people that you want to interview or to distribute your questionnaire. Don't forget to follow up. Okay, follow up, follow through, and so on. Okay, prepare for contingency plan. What are example of contingency plan? For example, if you have to change your sample frame, you have to change your sample frame. If you have to go for another group of respondents, you need to have your plan B. For example, if you start with online email, if you have to change to face-to-face questionnaire distribution, you have to go for plan B, and so on. Don't forget on the costing and time management. Okay, different method of data collection certainly will incur different costs. Okay, depending on how much budget that you have in your pocket, that also will influence what kind of data collection they're going to do. Time management, certainly it is very important. Usually for my student, I say data collection only 2 to 3 months. If you go beyond that, you have to go, if you need to go beyond 3 months, prepare for your plan B. Okay, it must not be more than 6 months, or else you will not get your GOT, graded on time. Usually time for data collection is about 2 to 3 months. If you go beyond 6 months, means that you will delay your process. What's next after data collection is also very important. Like I said just now, what's next is what? Data analysis, discussion of your result, discussion of your findings, and so on. Conclusion and whatever that you discover in your research. Okay, that's why your experience in during your data collection certainly will influence your next stage of research process. So with that, I would like to thank you all. I'm sorry if I'm going too fast or very brief, because I think 1 hour is certainly not enough to talk about this topic. But I hope you all has got what is it that you expect to know from this topic.
Okay, thank you, Prof.
Thank you very much. Go back to you, Suhaila or Mama.
Yeah. So I'm requesting every participant, please open your camera so we can take the group photo. And Suhaila, very quickly, you have only 5 minutes time for the question and answer session. How we can manage?
Okay.
The chat box and you can open the floor also. Suhaila.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Mamun. Thank you very much to our beloved professor. I wish that the next time we request you, you will say yes. So to all members, please just wave your hand to the prof. Thank you.
But we have